Hey Pisces, welcome into your reading. Okay, let's see what's going on here for you guys. We're going to do the first week of February energies and see what's going on here for you. A lot of you Pisces must be feeling a lot better knowing that Neptune is no longer in your sign, which has been residing there for 13 to 14 years, if we add in the retrogrades too. All right, let's see what the situation is for Pisces the first week of February, please. Now that it's heading over into Aries, Neptune going into Aries, we're putting actions behind our dreams. This is going to be action plans of the last 10 years or the last decade of you fantasizing it. Now it's actually going to come into fruition. Okay, we have the Fool in reverse, Aries energy there, and the King of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. All right, let's begin. There's a person or a situation here where you're not willing to take the risk with this individual. All right. This King of Wands is somebody very attractive, fiery, very passionate, a lot of chemistry. They're just kind of a larger than life type of character. And they're just like, very fiery kind of individual. Anyway, could be an Aries because the card is here. But the Fool in reverse is telling me you're just not taking a risk on this individual. You're like, I'll keep you at bay. Now, the interesting thing about this person is they're in the upright position, so I don't see any harm coming from them. I do see them being interested. I do see them being available. But I think you're just kind of like trudging along, Pisces. I think you're just working on yourself, your craft, your job, your hobby, your situation, whatever that is for you. I do see some new money coming in though, all right, from a different source. And I also see a new opportunity that is pretty golden. You guys actually, with Jupiter slamming into your sign, you guys are poised to be making a lot of money this year. A lot of luck in the money sector for you guys. All right, what's coming in towards my Pisces, please? Two of Wands. Okay. I think this is too many. But let me see the common theme here. The Hermit, the High Priestess, Five of Swords, and the Page of Swords. But the Two of Wands is there as the underlying tone with this. Okay. What am I saying here? A lot of you are withdrawing your energy, right? And you're kind of keeping quiet or you're lying low because I think you're trying to make a wise decision to a situation. It could be at your job. It could be with a friendship, a relationship, anything really. And maybe perhaps you're not really talking to this individual or you're not discussing the main issue here. I think it's because you're calculating where to cut your losses. Now, mind you, you are moving forward. You are getting in your little car and you're cracking the rear view mirror and you're just saying, goodbye, I'm not looking back. But I think you're also searching for more information. Some of you are stalking your person's social media. Others of you, you're looking at the want ads. Others, you're, interested in getting more info because you're curious to start something new here. Now, I'm going to put this back in the deck because I want to see if they come back out again. What I do want you to be careful of, though, with the Devil at the bottom of the deck, Capricorn energy there, there is something toxic around you. There is. Now, it could be you're repeating a pattern or you're allowing some toxic energy into your space. It could be any of those things. It didn't come out, so we'll see what's going on here. We'll get an inkling by the end of the reading. All right? What's the surprise this week for Pisces? Now, I want you to also understand, a lot of people out there are talking about how 2025 was the year of the snake. And when it was the year of the snake in 2025, we were shedding our skin, right? We were shedding old things that no longer resonated with us. People, places, circumstances, situations, the way we thought about things. And now Pisces moving out of your sign. Also, things just seem very clear. What you see is actually what you get. No more delusional stuff. It's very clear to you guys now, right? Like your steps forward. Show me the surprise here for Pisces. Big deal about Neptune hitting Aries is because Aries rules the first house. We have 12 houses. You know all this stuff. If you don't, easy to search up. The first house is the house of self, identity, how we show up in public, who we are, how we want to represent ourselves, how do we feel about certain situations, our wants, our likes, our dislikes, how we resonate with others. You're going to be fine-tuning that aspect of yourself, and you're going to be churning out things that are meant more like you, like maybe leaving behind your legacy that represents you, these type of vibes, right? So why am I bringing all this stuff up to you? Because we have not switched over to the year of the horse for another few weeks. So your cards are showing me in the first week of February, this is your transitional period. This is the point right before you change over to this new leaf, to this new person, to this new situation. Here is where it gets interesting. You are in the crux between, and almost every sign is doing this too. It's just a little bit different for every sign. Because you are a water sign, you know how to transmute things easily. You know how to go with the flow. Even when they bother you, you know how to transmute that energy and go through it, right? But the Ace of Pentacles in reverse is telling me this is a failure to launch something. Maybe you're denying a new job. Maybe you're denying a project. Maybe some of you are denying a solid new start in a relationship. Perhaps because I think you're thinking it's not worth the risk. Those old energies that you've been feeling for a decade takes a minute to re-register the new version of you. So we're going to rely on our old selves. We're going to rely on our old habits. That's probably why I was looking at the devil at the bottom of the deck. But here's what I do want to say to you. This King of Cups, I love. Because the King of Wands, maybe it's a little bit of friction towards you. But this King of Cups, this other person here, this is somebody emotionally mature, emotionally available. Someone who can have difficult conversations. Somebody who can understand you with whatever you say. Understands and speaks your language. All right? We'll see what this means to you here. For some of you, it's a support system. Others of you, it's a new romantic person. Others of you, this is a mentor at work. It's going to come in different shapes and forms for all of you because you're not all at the same age and you're not all going through the same circumstance, but you are vibing these energies because that is the common thread here this week. Now, with that said, let's see what the advice is. And hang in there when we clarify because the devil is in the details. All right, let me see what's going on here for the advice. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the Six of Wands. All right. It looks like somebody could be coming back to vindicate you, validate you, publicly recognize you. And I don't know if that throws you off a bit because it might get you just slightly stuck. But it's saying, you know what? If you need to pause, Pisces, to really look at this, because you are one of the wiser signs in the whole zodiac wheel. You really are. You know, it's like this is why we say Aries are the children of the zodiac. They make mistakes because they're children. They're learning. By the time it goes all the way around to you, you've learned by others. Oh, look at that person. They fell and busted their ass. I'll make sure I'm not going to do that. So along with you being the last one on the wheel, being as wise as you are, it's kind of reminding you. So your advice is like, all right, hang in there. If you need to pause and take a break, take a break. Think about it. And as you do, you will find some level of success. All right? Because it might be a thing where maybe because you are in this period of transition and changing from a relationship, from a job, from a company, from a person, from a friend, from an environment, it's saying it's okay if you take a minute because it seems like you're kind of still clinging on to something old, but at the same time, the more that you process it, you feel like it's not you. We'll see, because who you are at the beginning of this month is a very different person by the end. Because when the year of the horse strikes mid-February, all bets are off. The old you vanishes with it in the horse's dust. Now, let's see what the outcome of the week is saying here, because you are already moving forward and doing something new. It just kind of feels like you're off. It's like you know you want to do this new, you know not to trust that thing over there, but you're kind of still moving forward. All right. It's almost like your intuition is vibing and telling you it's time to go. So there is a lot of Aries energy here. I don't know how this is like a big thing in your reading, but it is. Anyway, it doesn't have to be an Aries person. This is a person of authority. Now, it could be literal, like when I say authority, it could be like a judge, a police officer, whoever you deem authority. Others of you, this is a person in your relationship. Could be a father figure. Could be your actual husband, your spouse, or your wife, because we have to go both energies here. It is also telling me another thing. It could be telling me, Pisces, that because this is now your time, your turn, you are bossing up and you are leading a certain situation. And this is a very good thing. A very good thing. Now, let's start clarifying all of these cards. And we'll see when we clarify this Emperor, why they are there. By the way, you should know the Emperor is one of the most powerful cards in the deck. And it's in your outcome. Why is the Fool here and the King of Wands? Some of you are dealing with two individuals in a relationship, perhaps, and this could be in friendship, family, other, or romantic relationship. Anyway, there's one person you're not willing to take a risk to, and another person you're looking forward to, right? So the deal is, there's a King of Swords here and a King of Wands. They're both upright. One is passionate and loud and fiery and fun, and the other one, cerebral, smart, fair, balanced, honest. They're not going to scream the I love yous. They're very subtle. They tell you I love you in different formats. But you're sitting here not willing to take a risk on one person, thus creating an ending. Death is here. Also transitioning. Oh, wow, look at that. And there's a same king underneath. You're going towards this new person. Okay? You're transitioning over to another individual and you're creating a new relationship with someone else, whether it's a passionate new beginning, a new job, or a project. All right, let's continue. What is this Two of Wands here for Pisces, please? Three of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So this is third-party situation. Others of you, if this is work-related, this is like collaborating with a team or a group. The 10 of Pentacles in reverse, there's a little bit of chaos in the house. Okay? And this chaos, I don't know, it's just kind of like, I can't be bothered. I'm going to have an honest conversation. I'm going to put my cards on the table. And then ciao, ciao, bacalao. So, others of you, if this is in regards to relationship, due to third party, there is an ending of a marriage or a commitment here with someone. Now, maybe this isn't you. Maybe this is them. Their problem. For you, this is some sort of rejection. You're definitely leaving. You're definitely saying to yourself, I really don't think this thing that I used to be committed to is working out for me. So I'm going to go and work with another group, another team, another situation, a new version of me. And I'm telling you, a lot of this has to do with Neptune shifting out of your sign. It's like this big dark cloud. It's just like moves. You were already sensing this last year. I'll tell you when. March, maybe to September, October, you were already getting some weird vibes. You were already feeling a certain kind of way, Pisces. And then, you know, when it kind of stationed around still for a few more months, you started feeling the shadow effects of an Aries, which is where it's shifting to. Aries are impulsive. But then Saturn's coming in March and everything will change again. And then discipline will be there again and rules will apply again and whatnot. But the point is for you, this is meant to be a very blessed, lucky year for you, Pisces. Blessed and lucky. Now, you're going to have that conversation. You're going to put your cards on the table. Maybe, you know, someone goes out in the cold. It is what it is. But you are going to remain focused on your priorities, on your agenda, the things that you need to do or want to do. All right, let's see why you have this Ace of Pentacles in reverse. High Priestess. I swear, if that comes out on this card, I'm gonna freak. Let me see what's gonna happen here. Ace of Pentacles, please. The Ace of Swords. Oh, very fascinating. Oh, wow. Okay, so this new solid thing, this perhaps new project, new job, new something, I think you're rejecting it. I think you're going to have an honest conversation here with somebody, and it's like a thank you but no thank you kind of thing. So there's an ending there, right? I believe you're trying to manifest something else. And the reason you're rejecting this offer is because you just feel like high risk, low reward. It's not giving you what you need. It feels like breadcrumbs. And you're like, you're not looking for, a bagel here. You're not even looking for a dozen bagels. You want the bakery. You're like, what's that? I don't think it's going to give me what I want. So I think you're trying to manifest some sort of new thing for you, a new future, right? And I think you have this honest conversation and you say, thank you, but no thank you. I'm sorry, but. And you stay on agenda here. You're like, that's it. I'm getting on the train. I'm going in my train. I'm staying on the track. And the next stop is where I wanted to stop because there's my dreams. There's my dream come true. And as you're on this train, you're not looking outside the window because there's some good stuff and there's some bad stuff. But you have a priority. And since you're the conductor, that's the direction and path you're taking here. So the energy is shifting like this for you as we transition into this new era. All right, for Pisces. Now, what is this Knight of Pentacles in reverse doing in the advice here for Pisces, please? Oh, so this is where the devil is peaking. All right, and then the Fool again. So the devil, here's the thing. The devil is telling me you're rejecting something here or a person out of fear. It could be somebody here has an obsession, codependency, scared, I'm not good enough, not smart enough, not pretty enough, not talented enough. That's all bullshit. You are perfect, just the way you are. But the devil is sitting there telling me, well, somebody's obsessing over something nonsensical. So you can't get obsessed with too much of an idea, a person, a relationship, a lover, a situation, because it's just going to lead you down a different path, a dark one and not a light one, right? And at the bottom of the deck, it is showing me the Fool upright. And here's where it gets fascinating. You know, I always use 2 decks, right? To see if cards kind of pop out again. See, we started the reading with the Fool in reverse. You now taking a risk. Spirit's like, why aren't you taking a risk? Why aren't you taking a leap of faith? Because this could lead to good news or reconciliation. And I don't know, I think like maybe you just don't trust it. But that's like what the devil does to us. The devil gets in our head, tells us things that are not there, that are not true. So maybe if you feel like you can't make a clear decision at this point in time, pausing is fine. All right, pausing is fine, but you do have something toxic in your world. Now, it could be a person that you have invited in. It can be your own thought process. It could be you repeating a pattern, and it's easy to repeat a pattern. But I need you guys to remember this. Who you are in your 50s, in your 60s, in your 70s is not who you were in your 20s, 30s, and 40s. You're a very much different person. And the last decade definitely shaped you. Allow that part of your world to melt away and create a new one. All right? Now let's get into the Emperor and see what's going on here. What does the Emperor do in place? You know what it makes me feel like this advice here for you, Pisces, is saying, you know what? Not everyone deserves your energy. Like, if somebody says something stupid to you, it's like, oh, okay. Laugh to yourself and walk away. Or, if it's like a relationship where you're not sure and you don't want to risk it. There are times where we can take risks And these are the moments in our lives where you will feel most alive. Okay? So live a little. Now, the Hangman in reverse is here with an Emperor. Okay. I don't know. A lot of you probably don't want to hear what I have to say here, but I'm just going to say it. Definitely, you're at the end of a chapter, you're end of a cycle. Now, all this transitioning that I was talking about, I did tell you earlier that the whole collective's going through it, just a little bit different for every sign. That means there's a new version of you coming out there. So is the person that you were dealing with. Okay? Because it is saying whoever this Emperor is, I thought maybe you perhaps were leading or bossing up or towards a situation. It's clarified by the Hangman reverse, which is telling me you're getting stuck with this person because you're looking at it from the wrong perspective. And that's probably the part you don't want me to tell you or hear from me. But they're saying, listen, this person isn't all bad, because everyone that I've seen so far does not look like a negative force against you. But strangely enough, it's in your advice position. And then with the Hangman in reverse, see, if it was like this, it means you're hanging in there. You're trying to see something from a different point of view. It's great. But when it's like this, you're getting stuck with the wrong ideas, with the wrong thoughts, right? And it could be with this person that's of authority or an important individual to you. But you are about to end this cycle. This whole whatever this situation is. Not giving them a chance, rejection of this thing. I think this will change mid-February for you guys, right? Boom, end of a cycle. Yeah. I think not all is lost with whoever this passionate person is. I think what's going to happen is there's going to be some sort of weird pivot where you guys will see eye to eye and you will work things out. But we'll see as the days come. Now, let's see what's going on here for my Pisces. What are we going to talk about for those who want to hear about love and their person and their partner? Okay, attraction. That's kind of also this Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Those of you that are here for love, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully, like being by yourself, engrossing everything about you and self-love and all of that, and taking a break, taking a moment, taking a beat, right? But things are going to start picking up quickly. We'll see. And one last card from the Wisdom House tonight, and that will be our reading for Pisces. Pisces, please. Pisces, please. There we go. Thank you. Okay. We need to have a chat. Those of you who stuck around for this, I'm so glad you did. You got reminder. Now, I want you to look at these two cards together from your advice, the devil that was there. Please adhere to this because this is going to help you an enormous amount. My child, sometimes I need to remind you of a lesson you have already learned. When I provide you with a familiar situation, will you follow the same path blindly, repeating cycles, dating the same people, taking the same jobs, listening to bullshit, letting people walk all over you? This is what we mean by the devil. When you draw the symbol for a reminder, you're being asked to remember all you have learned about life and love up until now. Don't forget what you already know. It's not necessary for you to learn the same thing twice, but then again, how else will you learn? Keep the faith and be good to yourself. You can always start again if you make a mistake. If you stumble, I will surely catch you. Remember what you know. The universe, when we keep saying, oh, you're going to be lucky this year, sometimes you're going to be given some kind of awards or opportunities, and you might look at them like, that's too good to be true. It's actually true. So you could give it a shot, right? Because at least you can cancel out what you don't like, right? All right, guys, that's what I got for you. Members, I'll see you over there.